For decades, we have studied it. We have talked about it. We've had council meetings about it. We've wondered about it. We've hoped about it. We've dreamed. And it seems like we've tried just about everything. But finally, downtown Springfield is on the move.
So we're here with Darcy Wallace, the editor of the Springfield Times, and she's got her nose to the grindstone, city council meetings, all these different meetings, figuring out what's going on. So I know you can't tell us everything because you are a reporter, but what do you know and what's changing down here?
Yeah, well, it's really exciting. There's a lot going on in downtown. You hear about, I think the recession is finally, we're beginning to come out of it, and we're seeing a lot of new businesses. I know that you might have heard of the Growler. Mezzaluna Pizza has a new location here in Springfield. The museum is continuing to offer exhibits and keep good hours. You have many new businesses, like Planktown Brewery is thriving.
So tell me about what's going on across the street.
Well, I've heard there's a new business developing right now. They've made repairs in the building, and it's pretty exciting. It looks like it's going to be something artistic. I've heard it's a gallery. I can't speak much more of what that'll be, but I think it's exciting to see how that develops.
So the mayor's this real important to bring lighting, more lighting in downtown Springfield. So talk about a little bit about that.
Yeah, the last State of the City address that the mayor, Christine Lundberg, she did announce, she was very excited to announce that there will be more lighting downtown. And we haven't yet seen it yet, but I think it's going to be really taking shape soon.
And don't even start to tell them about Glenwood, because that's another show and we're not going to go there right now.
We have Glenwood, it's in Springfield.
Em, come here. You got to see this. They have, at Bright Oaks Meat, they have like so many local products, local beef. They have also grass-fed beef. Look at this though, this is awesome. Ground buffalo. Okay, ground elk. Then we got elk steaks. Look at these elk steaks. We're here at Bright Oak Meats with Wayne Jones. Kind of the, well, we call you the head cheese, but that's actually a beef, meat cutter's term too, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Boiled down pork head, actually.
So tell me what it is. We came in here, my wife and I came in here a couple weeks ago, bought some ground beef, and my son actually looked at us and said, where in the world did you get this? It's so good. I mean, you guys, where do you get your product, and what are you all about?
You know, Joe Blow farmer, local guy who's raising 1 beef to feed his family, 3 to sell off. A large portion of why our ground beef is so good is that the local beef is dry aged, which means it hangs in a cooler for up to 20 days where it drains off a lot of the blood and water. Packages of meat you buy in normal stores, all the drainage that you drain off, a lot of that is blood and water that's still in the meat. So essentially it boils it instead of searing it, creates a different product in the end. We also do a reverse process where instead of adding fat to lean meat, we take really fatty meat and we add local lean bull trim to it. So you're leaning up a fatty meat instead of fattening up a lean meat. And it does really make for a different product in the end, as you saw.
Well, you guys have, I mean, and what do you specialize in, really?
Jerky and grinding. Really, that's our 2 main poles, honestly. We've recently started doing a lot more custom grinds here. A lot of different types of sausages that we make here. But for the most part, our burger is really well known. Our breakfast sausage is really well known. And our jerky is, of course, some of the best in the world.
And you guys are like an old-fashioned, butcher shop where you come in and you know your customers, people stand in line.
Personally,
yeah.
Yeah.
You come in here, this isn't just to go pick up a bag of hamburger.
Right.
This is where people know who's making it.
Yep.
This is about as local as you can get.
Yes, it is, yes.
Now, you do have some kind of unusual products that aren't all that local, like kangaroo.
Our exotic store. Yeah, we order in a lot of exotic meat from Nikki Wholesale. It's an Oregon-based company, but they get product from all over the world. Snake from Vietnam, Australia, kangaroo. Wild boar is an American thing, but we got stuff that you don't find anywhere else. Alligator, python, frog legs, local rabbit and imported rabbit.
So what do you love about doing this?
The interaction with people, the fact that it's supplying something that also supplies the family, and the interaction with the people. The interaction with my coworkers is always great. The interaction with the customers, has always been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm sold. And listen, really, honestly, you got to give this a try. Come down, and it's, you know what, you guys are a lot more cost effective than other places. Because I mean, you can get ground beef here that is way cheaper than some of those other stores.
The big guys will blow us out of the water every now and again, but I will always offer a consistently better product with a consistently competitive price.
And I back you up on that. It was absolutely phenomenal. Wayne, thank you so much for letting us
Rick.
come in.
Awesome.
And I'll be filling up my freezer with your beef.
Excellent, excellent.
So this is ashiatsu. Ashi means foot. Atsu means pressure in, I believe, Japanese. They've been doing different kinds of foot massage for years and years, but ashiatsu, and the way that I learned it, was developed in the late 90s, I believe, by Ruthie Hardy. And what I do is use my feet, and I use the bars up above the table for my balance. Well, I've been doing massage for almost 16 years, and I've done a lot of deep tissue massage over the years, and with my forearms, I can give about 40 pounds of pressure. This way, I can give up to 140 plus. Or take plus or minus a few pounds of pressure, and it's a broader pressure, of course, because it's using my whole foot.
So it's a time machine for people to be able to look at those things, to handle the things that have been handled by people over the centuries. And with visual media, like in this collection or any other moving image collections, it's even intensified because you're seeing the images that were recorded in 1968 of Steve Prefontaine on the track, or of Dave Frohnmeyer in 1973 with his plaid jacket talking about grass seed burning, or about the Rajneeshis, you know. So it transports you back to a time. But then it also, I mean, so that's pretty cool. But from a research standpoint, it represents a source of information that isn't available anywhere else. It's not like this stuff is just magically on YouTube. Or, you know, this is it. This is the only copy that has survived. So if you want to see Steve Prefontaine's memorial service at Hayward Field, you have to come to us to get it, and we're happy to make it available to you. We can put it on YouTube, but it's not like it's already out there somewhere. So we take that very seriously with all of the materials that we bring in. We're really looking at forever. That's our charge, is we want to make sure that in 100 years, whatever we're taking in now is the equivalent of that Oregon Trail diary that's still available for a 7-year-old kid, you know, 150 years from now, to be like, oh my gosh, this pneumatic videotape from 1978.
Yeah.
See?
Okay. Yeah.
Look at that. Isn't that cool? So this is the Abbey. This is a little place in Springfield.
Love this
Used to
place.
be a church, and now they made it into a brew pub where you can come in and taste. Claim 52 is a brewery in Eugene, the best, one of the best in town. And now they're over here, so you can come in here and have a little place to just meet people.
For code, you can be like, honey, I'm taking Bill to church, you know.
Yeah, a new excuse.
Church,
No,
man.
I'm not going to go out and have a beer. I'm going to the Abbey.
To the Abbey, take it into church, man.
We're here with Mercy McDonald, one of the owners of the Abbey and Claim 52. Mercy, I got to tell you, my wife and I stumbled on this place. We love, this is like our new favorite little spot. Tell me what you're doing here.
We wanted an opportunity at Claim 52 to be part of a hub. We're kind of out in an industrial area. That's where we do our manufacturing. And we saw Springfield and the Sprout building as an opportunity to be part of some synergy and resurgence.
Your beer is absolutely delicious, but you are really, you guys are in this because it's a food. You're in this for the localness, the food. Tell me, kind of talk to me a little bit about that.
We wanted an opportunity to connect to other small businesses because once we got started doing this, we realized that we all rely on each other here in town. And this facility gave us an opportunity to do that with the market situation that's going on and then the local dinner plate vendors that are happening on Fridays. And it felt like an opportunity to pair the beer with the local food that's happening out here.
So tell me about the Abbey. Why the name the Abbey?
The Abbey connects it to the building, and our name, Claim 52, is the donation land claim number for Trevor's area of town. William Lucky was a settler, and that was his land claim number. So we have a sense of connectedness ourselves, being Oregonians, and we chose that name when we opened the brewery, and we wanted to continue that theme with the Abbey and its connectedness to the church and what this building was. But I, have been drinking Trevor's homebrew for a number of years, enjoying it, and I love local product and craft product, and that's what I see in this.
What do you think Trevor does that other people don't do? Because when you taste your beer, you can tell that there's something, it's not like everybody else's, which is what I appreciate about it. What is that? Is that just his knowledge, or he's not afraid to
I think it's a combination of his palate. He has a very refined cooking palate, which I think it helps come through in the recipes. And then he's very, very methodical at choosing his recipes. He spends a lot of time thinking about it, poring over it, and figuring out the best combination of ingredients.
When are you guys open? Tell people when they can come down and try this.
The Abbey's open Wednesday, Thursday, 4 to 8, and Friday, Saturdays, 3 to 9.
And Celtic music and people.
Celtic music every Thursday with Mary Grace and her pop-up Celtic group. You never know what you're going to get. It could be 2 people, it could be 10.
And you always have something on the week. On Friday, the Sprouts going on. So
Friday is a great lively time because the marketplace is open, so you can come down, get vegetables, grab a dinner plate, and walk over with all your produce and your dinner and have a beer. So.
Okay, let me ask you one more thing. What do you love about what's going on in downtown Springfield?
Everything. It's new, it's up and coming, there's a lot of energy to make something happen down here, and people have joined forces to try to get that going.
And you really are joining in a community effort, aren't you?
Absolutely.
And that's what you love the most about it.
That's what I love about it. It has good bones of an old downtown with the buildings, and I think there's a lot of potential.
So you're just breathing some new life into an old building.
Hopefully, yeah.
I love that. So try it out, the Abbey, you won't be sorry. Let's go try some beer.
All right, I can do that.
So back in 2007, the ABC show Extreme Home Makeover came to Corvallis and built a new home for a young woman named Bowie Byers and her family. We did a special on that, and tonight I'm going to air the first little section, and then next week we're going to show you the actual makeover and then talk with Bowie a little bit more. Dreams don't always come out the way you think they're going to, and unfortunately Bowie passed away, and the family wasn't able to keep the home. But there's so much more going on, and I think that what I love about my job right now is while Bowie passed away from this earth, she's not gone, and what she did and how she lived her life is not forgotten. And so because of this deal that we have with the University of Oregon, we can bring Bowie back and let her words and just her face and her life inspire you again, remember? So we're gonna show part of this show tonight, and then next week we'll show the actual makeover and then some other stuff with Bowie. So here is the wonderful, amazing, awesome Bowie Byer.
Janessa Byer is just an above-average 8-year-old. Everyone calls her Bowie, but that is a long story as to why. She likes the things that most little girls like: clothes, her closet, and her hair. In January of '06, everything changed.
I was praying with my son right before bed, and the bathroom's right across the hall, and we hear her screaming, "I've got a problem, I've got a problem." And so we ran in there, and she had coughed up a little tumor.
Bowie was sick, real sick. She'd had some sinus pain the week before. Cancer. The technical name, rhabdomyosarcoma, a muscle cell cancer, very fast-growing, aggressive, deadly. And their daughter had it.
Very fast-growing.
Very aggressive, very rare, only 250 cases a year. Very
of
rare,
children.
underfunded, very underfunded for research.
The buyers are banking on faith and the doctors to save their little girl.
I mean, we have to take it into account. It's a balance between their scientific brains and then God's word.
Bowie is sick of chemotherapy. Sick of it. If she never sees another needle in her life, that would be fine, more than fine. She's fighting cancer, like this message on her website shows.
You gave me 70% chance of survival. 10 months of torture. Chemo. Radiation. Radiation made it some nights that I couldn't breathe. It messed up my throat. You know what, cancer? I won.
Life has its good days and its bad. Bowie's bad. They're really bad. Remember, she's only 8. You're not supposed to have cancer when you're 8. Isn't that a rule? It should be.
Yeah, when I see her sitting there right now, she's energy very low, dealing with the effects. Yeah, it's hard to see that because I know that's not where she wants to be. She's usually has a lot of energy. It's rough seeing her because I know she's got a lot to say once she starts opening up.
We have a question. Got marrow?
Rachel and Rob remember what Bowie was like, and they still see that little girl. But Bowie has to fight so hard to be herself. Some days, it's just not worth it.
She's tired, she's weary, but she's not giving up. And full of life.
Spunky, vivacious.
Sassy. Beautiful inside and out, heart of gold.
If you see me in your dreams, would you still believe? Oh, that you see me.
Cancer and the treatments to kill it are trying to shut down Janessa Byers. Yes, some days it gets the best of her. But it never robs her of who she is. Cancer can try, but it cannot take that away. She recently joined forces with U.S. Senator Ron Wyden on a cancer research bill.
Right before I left, I picked up the phone and I called the people who were in charge of the legislation. And I said, well, there's somebody at home, you don't know him, wrote me a letter and said, this legislation is really a big deal because it's for kids.
A simple letter from the heart, enough to stir a senator, a bill, and after tonight, a nation.
I found the Conquer Childhood Cancer Act bill and I kind of explained how everything works, and she was so interested. She goes, whatever it takes. And then she wrote her letter to Senator Wyden. He got it and was completely moved to tears by it, and it's all history from there. But she is a part of U.S. history. She is now a part of the congressional record.
He read it into the congressional.
He read it into the congressional record, and she has a copy, her own copy, hanging on her wall at home.
$150 million in research money if this law passes. All for kids like Bowie.
The window broke.
The beaver did it?
Now Bowie can look at the scrapbook of the extreme home makeover that was done by ABC and wonder, how in the world did we get here?
No offense, but you had kind of an ugly house, didn't you?
But the house isn't ugly anymore.
Dr. Fryfield.
Hey, Rick.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Good to see you.
Who's this guy?
Oh, this is my dad, Sam. Lives here in Eugene. My dad's an 18-year prostate cancer survivor.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. I'm a prostate cancer survivor too, and it's nice to know people go 18 years and longer. So tell me, I got a question for you. Can I ask you a prostate cancer?
Sure,
I hate to interrupt you, but I got to ask him a question,
Sure.
if that's okay with you. So if I'm being treated for prostate cancer, should I tell my friends and family that I'm going through the treatment?
Well, the short answer is yes. This is a difficult time in a guy's life, and he needs to enlist the support of those around him. That's why we have friends, that's why we have family. So there's a tendency sometimes, a hesitation, maybe a tendency to want to control that a little bit. And
well, I'm kind of embarrassed a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I can understand that. I really can. But ultimately, I think I always encourage guys to go ahead and just let their family know. You know, the fact is they're going to know eventually, and how are they going to feel about it if they don't hear about it for a while? So you have to pick the right time, the right place, and just talk about how you feel about things. And ultimately, every guy that I've encouraged to do that has come back and said, yeah, you were right. I feel much better now that I've told my family.
All right. So do you guys get together often?
Every week. This is a standing lunch date on Fridays, and we have a circuit around town, and yeah, that's what we do.
Well, thanks for letting me interrupt your lunch. It was nice to meet you, and thanks for being here, because it makes me feel a lot better about this.
As the sun comes up over Junction City, another day at Lochmead Farm means more cows to milk, more crops to grow, and harvest time in the fields. One of Lochmead's greatest assets is the environment, and we take protecting it seriously. We understand how vital reusing, recycling, and repurposing is to the sustainability of our way of life. We wouldn't have it any other way. The energy of the sun is everything to a farmer. At Lochmead Farms, we depend on the sun to energize the crops we grow. But harnessing the sun's power in the field is just the beginning. We know conserving energy is not only good for the environment, it's good for business, and it's the right thing to do. The roof of our production plant is covered in solar panels, as are a dozen of our local Dairy Mart stores. Farmers don't usually talk about conservation or taking care of the land. To us, that's just the way things are done. We don't need to talk about it, we're too busy doing it. At Lochmead Farms, reuse, recycle, and repurpose is just the way we do business.
This is Bart Caridio, and he owns Sambon's Axe and Fiddle down in Cottage Grove. There's a new Sambon's tasting room over by the federal courthouse in Eugene. But over here in Springfield, we're proud of our plank town.
We sure are, yeah.
You kind of, I know there's other people that were developing too, but you really set the, we were so excited when you came in, because I think half of what you're seeing down the street is because there's an anchor here doing this. So what were you thinking? What was the whole idea here when you came in?
What was I thinking? Well,
why Springfield?
Why Springfield? The main reason was I love old historic buildings and I love underdogs.
You like taking a risk, don't you?
I do love taking risks.
I like that about you.
We've been here 2 years. Crime has went down to almost nothing.
Because you brought people downtown.
Brought people downtown. People are like finally realizing you can come downtown and it's a safe place to be.
Your beer, you brew it here. You never brewed beer before when you were down and had all your other establishments.
Correct,
and now, so this has been a huge undertaking for you.
Yeah. And we did happen to get one of the best brewers in the Northwest, Steve Van Rossum. He was up at Block 15 in Corvallis most recently, but he was at the High Street. When I moved to town 25 years ago, he was the brewer at the High Street, went over to the West Brothers, took a little time off, and now he's here and he's very happy about being here. He's one of the best brewers in the Northwest, and our beer proves it. You know, right now we have our, well, all the barrel-aged stuff, which you saw the labels for, and the Blue Pool Pilsner. I don't know if you've tried that yet, but it's a delicious, crisp Pilsner, and he just, all the beer he makes is great. You know, there's something about his touch, his flavor, his taste.
Well, you've also brought food to downtown Springfield, but if I do the food part with you, my co-host Emma, she gets very angry. She will be very angry. So I'm going to let you talk with Emma. You guys go do the food. I've got to go do some producing things, and so you go serve Emma, and just be careful of what she talks to you about.
Okay. Should I serve her the barrel-aged beers?
Yeah, give her a beer because that'll lighten her up a little bit. Yeah. That's good, Mike.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh my God! All right. Okay, thank you.
All of these are aged in rye whiskey barrels, so you'll taste a little bit of that rye whiskey edge. Plus, some vanilla hints, especially in the Hobbit's Habit over here and the Foggy Scotsman. And then we have our dry Irish stout at the very end, which is a Guinness replacement. Oh, it's delicious. And here's a couple of our special dishes.
Oh my gosh.
So here we have our Irish cheddar bacon burger with our hand-cut fries. That's a half-pound burger, a patty that we get from Benedetti's Meat Market here in Springfield, grass-fed. And I believe I had them cook it medium rare, so it's nice and beautiful inside.
It's like you know me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Thumbs up? Nice.
And you must try the hand-cut French fries. This ketchup we make in-house. As a choice, you could have this is our hand-fried steelhead. It comes over stone ground polenta with a manchego cream sauce and spinach.
Did you know that 1 in 3 American children start kindergarten without the skills they need to read? But it doesn't have to be that way.
Remember, we did it with the man.
With the man. Oh, you did the man one.
My name is Corey Byers, and I teach the Early Literacy Program at the Eugene Hearing and Speech Center.
It gave him kind of an edge up on everything else. He went into school confident and knowing what the teacher was talking about.
They teach me how to read little words and then start to read bigger words. And it got really easier.
He was even able to help other children sitting next to him that had had no prior schooling experience.
I really feel like our program and what I do for a job really impacts the child for their entire life.
Big armadillos.
Because we give them this foundation that they can build on for their entire life.
So this would be my new co-host, Emma, the hand puppet.
Oh yeah?
Emma, I'm gonna give you a raise. No, Rick, I couldn't work for money. See, that's my perfect kind of Emma. That would be absolutely perfect.
Is that how you warm up? Because I feel like she's saying the
when
wrong
I was on
stuff.
the news, this is what we used to know. This is, hi, Emma. I mean, yeah, that's right. Hi, Rick.
Why is your hair so gray? It does work. That's awesome.
Because it's hot.
They call me Silver Fox.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I wanted to talk.
No one calls you that.
I wanted.
Rhonda. Just a one-namer like Madonna or Prince. It's Rhonda. Congratulations if your name is Rhonda and that's all you put in there. We do have your phone number, but I won't read that because I've been told to stop doing that. So just call Rick Dancer, get a hold of him, or he'll call you. I'm sorry, don't call him. My people will call your people. It'll be fine. Rhonda, congratulations. We'll find you, whoever you are.
Awesome.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
I'm coming back for more food, just a heads up.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sorry, Rick.